Hi, rose breeder friends. This is Joe, and I wanted to make a video because I've got all sorts of other more important stuff to do. So, of course, I'm making a video about Rosa nitida and some of its hybrids of mine that I have. What I love about my specimen of Rosa nitida, I can't remember where I first got it. I ordered it on the internet, is the shrubbiness. It just has this wonderful plant form. I like the shiny foliage. I like the hip display. And it's overall pretty healthy. Now it does get cercospora, I believe. There's some little spots that are grayed out in the center, and overall the whole thing has spots on it, but it in general doesn't defoliate from those spots, so I think of that as horizontal resistance. And I don't see any black spot. I don't see mildew on mine. I know David Zlizak mentioned that his gets mildew, and I don't know if it's just a different clone or different environment that is responsible for that. The other thing nice about it, as a diploid, it might have some self-sterility, and it is amenable to foreign pollen. So I have created hybrids by putting pollen on Rosa nitida, and it will set hips with a variety of pollens. Yeah, getting Rosa nitida seeds to germinate isn't that easy. They're going to need a warm stratification before the cold stratification. So a month or two of warm stratification, and then put them into the cold stratification with the seeds to get them to germinate, and you still won't get high germination results. But I want to show you some of the crosses that I've done with Rosa nitida so far. Now most of them are young and haven't bloomed yet, but we'll see. I'm hoping that as a diploid it'll be easier to recover the characteristic of rebloom in future generations compared to Rosa carolina and Rosa virginiana, which also have lovely lush shiny foliage that combines well with modern roses, but as tetraploids, you know, maybe it's just a longer path to you get another set of the non-reblooming genes in there, and I don't know with this if I'm going to end up with a lot of triploids that end up being sterile, like when you work with rugosas, which are a pain in the butt to work with, combining with modern roses, but we'll see. So I'll show you some of my hybrids that we created with Rosa nitida. First, one of the pollen parents that I chose to use with nitida is this seedling, which is 1113. I've lost track of the parentage. It probably has rainbow knockout in it, but it's much healthier than rainbow knockout. It blooms a lot. Has that nice rounded shrubby shape that nitida also has. So I thought, as a heavy bloomer that's hardy and healthy, I would use this one and cross it with nitida and then try and recover rebloom in the next generation. This entire row is pretty much all seedlings of Rosa nitida, and starting in the end here are the ones with that 1113 that I just showed you. These are in their second year and they have not bloomed yet. So far I would have wished for a more dense shape, but a lot of them are healthy and vigorous. That one's getting some yellowness inside there. Of course, you always end up with the bummers. So these are the ones crossed with 1113. And interestingly, these crossed with another seedling parent that I call PJ Porcelain, which is a very big, vigorous shrub, are showing significantly less vigor than the ones crossed with 1113. And likewise, these, which are Rosa nitida crossed with a seedling of Tuscany Superb that I call Tusper. It was supposedly Tuscany Superb X Persian Yellow. Again, it's a huge, robust plant, but that cross has produced seedlings that are very small. They're getting some good fall color, but they're just not growing like the others. And these two here, these three, were nitida crossed with Tuscany Superb itself. Again, very small and stunted. And then the next one, there you have nitida X Can, which did get that robust hybrid vigor. So it's really interesting that certain roses seem to work a lot better with nitida than others. And I think that's good evidence of the self-sterility, so I'm not getting a lot of self-pollinations, even though I don't cover my blossoms when I pollinate them. So this is nitida X Can. Another one which did not get the vigor, but has that nice burgundy fall foliage. And two more of the same cross. Nitida X, another seedling of mine. And then this is using it in the other direction. So this plant here is Canadian Shield X Rosa nitida. And I believe it to be a actual hybrid. And it did bloom this year. It had just regular, boring single pink blooms, but I'm happy to see that it actually set some hips. So this is pretty much one of the only ones that bloomed this season. Same cross there. This plant is Miracle on the Hudson X Rosa nitida. Most likely a successful cross, as evidenced by the fact that it's not blooming. And then the rest of these are more nitida X 1113s, which again have pretty good vigor and variation in characteristics. So we'll see if they bloom next year and if they work to move forward with, or if they get that triploid sterility thing going on. This is an older seedling of Rosa nitida, which is nitida X Commander Gillette. And one thing I forgot to mention about nitida is the fall color. It gets this nice orange fall color if the season is late enough. And so do these, I believe, this hybrid here. So that's that one. Nice hips. I haven't moved forward with it because of the unknown capacity for recovering rebloom. And this one is interesting. This results from Kim Rupert crossing Orangeade with Rosa nitida, and he sent me his Orantida, he called it, which I never planted out in the ground, but I pollinated it with Prairie Joy pollen, and I got this seedling, which unusually is hardier than Prairie Joy itself. I would not have thought that to be possible when crossing nitida with a tender one like Orangeade. So it's only getting its hardiness from nitida because Prairie Joy dies back in the winter. But it's got double pink blossoms, and this I believe is the one I took a picture a while back. Some of the canes have bristles on them that move up the cane in a spiral pattern about 3 inches wide. So they spiral up like this with a clear area in between that, which is kind of interesting. Again, like Prairie Joy, I don't know, that doesn't always pass on rebloom, so I've been hesitant to do a lot of work trying to recover rebloom with this one. But maybe I should. Just like nitida itself, it has some cercospora on it, but it's just not severe and not defoliating.